And that brings me to the big top story that ended up being all over national news that Paul Watson put out Friday. TSA trains Super Bowl hot dog sellers to spot terrorists. Fox News picked it up. TSA deploys wiener watchers at the Super Bowl. We're going to break it all down straight ahead. And Iran. We'll be back. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, let's get ready to rumble. All of America is watching, feeling manly. They don't have a Bill of Rights or Constitution. The First Amendment is openly being shredded in front of everyone's eyes. The federal government has announced it will secretly kill U.S. citizens or arrest you and have you disappear into a black hole. Taxes at the county, city, state, federal, international level are exploding. School children are being taught to spy on their parents. But by golly, you can go sit around with your friends and just everybody can get a real serious look on their face and, stop my heart, breathe real deep. You know, when they have the kickoffs and when they have special teams and when they have them get up there for a field goal. I mean, why I've been in restaurants when people are watching a football game and you see this electricity in their eyes that you see for nothing else. I wish people had a little comments about the Bill of Rights and Constitution and our heritage that made America so great on the backs of their cars. But instead, no, they've got their favorite sports team. And see, I've read all the government documents and read them here on air where the anthropologists, sociologists, psychologists talk about using sports going back 100 years ago to create arrested development in men, to take your normal tribal energies and to arrest your development and to make you obsess with lotteries, with sports, and with things that don't matter, so the global social engineers can go about life actually controlling society. You see, until just 50, 60 years ago or so, sports were something that children were into, and they were something that the very poorest classes were into. The very poorest people were into gambling, and they were into sports. And in Rome, it was called bread and circus, welfare. They gave you bread. That was the welfare dole for everybody to make you dependent in the lower classes. And circuses, government, free, sponsored sporting events. And that's what the culture was into. So here's the deal. I like football growing up as much as the next person. I like basketball, baseball, all of it. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's being used by social engineers to totally distract society from real things that are happening. And that's why I'm upset about it. And I know that a lot of people aren't conscious of this. And I think you should be conscious of it. You see, you need to see yourself as a winner. You need to have successes in your life that aren't through somebody else. And it is very, very sick how men sit around and get just crazed looks in their eyes and argue with each other and show off to each other who knows the most about golf or who knows the most about this or that. I'm not saying sports aren't a good thing if you're playing them. It's good, it's healthy, it's something that should be part of your life. But when it's everything in your life and the family's breaking down and society is degenerating and all these other things are unfolding, it is very, very sick. And every civilization that is on the verge of giant wars, imperial, Tasmanian devil behavior, expansionist wars, corruption, and collapse, sports, promiscuity, family breaking down, decadence, and people saying, I don't care, devil take the rest, I don't care about anybody but myself. Those are always the hallmarks, the signpost for a society that is in deep trouble. Nazi Germany, in the build-up to Hitler, totally obsessed with sports, with entertainment, with gambling. And people got an attitude of, so what? Same thing has happened in every other culture. I mean, here's an article right here out of CBS News that reminds me of a CNN story 3 days ago about a national survey. Headline, consumers staying single. And it went through the number that in just the last 30 years, they've doubled the amount of single people. And within another 2 decades, 70% of people in this country will be single. Now, that's not a judgment about you being single so you're bad. There's a lot of reasons for that. Some people are divorced, they choose to be single, whatever the case is. But expanding on that, you cannot deny that in the textbooks we've read here on air, the globalist white papers we've read, the UN documents, the Planned Parenthood documents, going back 50, 60, 70 years, that we've done special reports on, they say, we're going to push not getting married. We're going to push open relationships. We're going to push chemicals in the water to reduce fertility and confuse sexual gender identity.